Hey guys, how you doing? Someone asked me to do this video, and I really didn't want to do it because it's the most cringiest thing I'll probably ever do. Because I don't even want to think about the person I was then, the emo type person I was then, and just it's really bad for my self-esteem even just thinking about it. You know, it's really cringy, and people might find this video really cringy, but I probably find it 10 times more cringy than you do. But yeah, this is the story. Someone asked me how the story that broke my heart. I don't like to use that phrase because I don't believe in that BS. I was just deluded and young, and she was just my first Brazilian, and I've never had a girlfriend, but this is probably the closest I ever came to having a girlfriend. I'm not saying that like boo hoo hoo and feel sorry for me. I've never had a girlfriend. Oh no, poor me. I'm actually grateful because I misspent my youth. I spent a whole youth went to an all boys school and being deluded by Disney upbringing and given everything and Disney and emo music and everything. And I just my time is valuable right now, so I don't have any time to sacrifice to having that girlfriend kind of thing. And I wish I knew this when I grew up without the social media and the YouTube and stuff, and no one told me the reality of the world and everything. But yeah, I'll get on with it. This is the girl I met in New York City, and I went to an all-boys school. I went to university. I went to cadets, like this military kind of school. So I didn't really speak to girls till I was like 21. Even then I was shaking and I didn't have any idea how they worked and everything. Only by Disney movies and everything. So I ended up giving everything to this girl, and I didn't realize that I could have done so much better, and I deserved so much better. But yeah, I met her in New York City, and everyone falls in love in New York City. If you go to New York City, you see everyone goes there. Everyone falls in love either with the city or they fall in love with a girl there or a guy there. They don't realize it's just because of the city, the environment, because a lot of people, unfortunately, in this day and age, are slaves to their environment that they're in, which is a big shame. But the best people you meet are the ones that aren't slaves to their environments. They're the strong people, but they're very rare, especially in this day and age of social media. But back then, when this happened, they didn't have all Instagram and the infinity options that they have with social media. Today you have unlimited options. But yeah, this girl I met in New York City. Anyways, I'll get on with it. I met her in New York City. We spent 4 days together. I'm from Manchester, and she was from Belém, Brazil. We met in New York City on the midnight train. Believe it or not, like the song Journey, we met on the midnight train as I was partying in New York City. And I met her on the train ride home, and I ended up inviting her back to my place. Said I was staying in Port Washington, and her eyes lit up, and I didn't realize back then that she must have thought I was super duper rich to live in Port Washington. This is the young me. But yeah, I thought I was in love with her just because she was my first experience and how I lost my virginity and everything. And I thought I was in love with her, so I ended up spending 16 months trying to find her. I ended up going back to England, and I ended up, going back to the hooligan kind of girls of England, and I just really missed her, and I didn't, back then I just didn't realise. I was just deluded by her being Brazilian. She was just my first Brazilian, and I wish I went out into the world and saw Brazilians and went to Brazil, or saw the world and travelled the world and met the unlimited amount of women there are that are 10 times better than a lot of English women I grew up with. But yeah, I ended up working physical labour work for 16 months in Holland to try and get to her, because I wanted to do it right, like all the Disney movies and all these romantic movies. So I ended up putting myself through hell. I wanted to go through hell. I didn't want to work at a cafe shop. I wanted to really work hard and push myself through all my limits. That's what she inspired me to do. I was training all day, every day. It was work. I went days without food. I was pushing my body. We're getting up at 5 a.m, running in the snow in Holland, and just going days without food, working with a bunch of Polish brothers. Just treated like crap, basically, and just I'm glad I went through that. It was kind of like I wish I chose to go into the army instead. But I ended up chasing her for 16 months, only to find out she was married. For her green card, which I'm glad she did. She got her green card and she got her freedom. But yeah, I ended up chasing her for 16 months, going through hell, homeless, ended up in prison and jail for a few weeks. Yeah, and just basically going through physical and mental hell, just trying to find her. But I'm glad she woke me up and realised that, you know, people don't care, humans don't care. The only ones that I probably ever might have, there was the brothers that I met, the few Polish guys that I met who became my brothers along the way. But yeah, you don't find this in this day and age. People don't do that because of social media. People have unlimited options. But yeah, I just gave everything, 16 months, trying to find out all, like, thousands of dollars, trying to find her, to find out she's married for a green card.
Hey guys, welcome to paradise. Welcome, Escape the Matrix. This is the best place probably in the world to meet girls. I mean, I've very rarely been here because it's very far from where I'm staying. Look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. But I need to just come here and just relax, you know, and just relax and chill. I need to get rid of the anxiety. Social media has created so much anxiety. This is like Escape from the Matrix. This is how people are living. But people, you might think, people chase like sex and money all the time. That's all they chase. And look at that. That's really nice. That's how we're supposed to live. Just a couple. And social media especially has made everyone just full of anxiety. This is the place that I've been dreaming about. Whenever I go abroad, whenever I go away, I dream about my training at the beach. You have a little gym back there that has free weights and everything, and training at the beach. And yeah, people think, you know, people are surprised at me because they're like, why haven't you had any dates? Why haven't you had any dates? You know, girls in Brazil. It's because there's so much to do here. You come here and you have the sea and you have the mountains, and you just feel you don't have that frustration. People are surprised, saying, "You've never got." I've been living in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, for three years. I've never got laid in Brazil, and I've been out at home. I think if I just came out and just chilled on the beach, I would. But every time I see the gym and every time I see the mountains and the sea, everything, it just inspires me and it makes me feel fulfilled. And I'm really happy. I've been doing NoFap since the year 2000. I first did it because I'm inspired by Bruce Lee. You know, Bruce Lee is like my heroes, Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali. And I'm all about pushing myself physically, seeing what I'm capable of. And yeah, I watched the movie 40 Days and 40 Nights. And yeah, I remember I was a youngin, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go 40 days without masturbating. I told my school friends about it, and they were like, "You're crazy, that's sick, that's crazy." But little did they know, I'm probably the first person to ever do NoFap, you know, first pioneer, besides the guy in that movie. And little did I know that it would become a big fad. You know, I don't like the word NoFap. I call it limitless. But without NoFap, without semen retention, I call it limitless. I probably wouldn't be here enjoying freedom. And it has been bad. I have had times when I have just been in prison, but not in prison, jail. You know, I've not been locked with, you know, on my way to court. You know, I had to wait for court, so I've been in, I'm not sure if you call it prison or jail, I'm getting mixed up. I think it's different in USA as well, in England. I've been in prison for a few weeks. I've been homeless for months. I've been starving. I've been like 10 days without food. Yeah, heartbroken, all that stuff. And I've always been doing NoFap. I've been practicing NoFap since the year 2000, and yeah, I really practiced it seriously. I think when I don't want to say fell in love, but within social media, falling in love without social media was easy because you're not in touch with many people. I met a Brazilian girl in New York, and I thought I was in love with her. I thought, oh my god, this girl's amazing, you know. And I was drinking coffee at the time, and and I was in New York. And everybody falls in love in New York City. They fall in love with the city. You know, if you go to New York City, you're bound to fall in love there. It's like Disneyland, especially with meeting people. But I met her, and I just thought, oh god, this girl's amazing. We spent 4 days together. 4 days and 4 nights together, having sex, fooling around, physical, And I thought, oh my God, I love this girl. She's so amazing, And she's from the Amazon. Like, she was like an Amazon girl. She was so cute. She was like she talked like in third person as well sometimes. And I thought, oh God, I've never met anyone like this girl. It's just, I wasn't in love with her. It's just that she was my first experience of a Brazilian girl, Brazilian woman. And she was just, and it's just, that's what inspired me to go see the world. Because I only just scraped 1%. And it's kind of like you see 1% and then you kind of like think, oh my God, I'm in love, but I wasn't. It's just that she was just my first Brazilian. Even looking back at it, she wasn't that attractive, It's just like I think a lot of people, when they first start out dating and stuff and speaking to girls, they get one-itis on the first woman they see and they get hung up on it. But and also I wasn't a boyfriend because only 4 days and 4 nights. That was it. I've never had a girlfriend. I thought I was in love with her, and I thought, okay, I need to tell her, I need to find her. I spent 16 months trying to get to her, spending thousands of pounds on flights there and flights back. But New York,